The Dallas Cowboys are breaking the rules, and the NFL hates it. So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Dallas Cowboys news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is proposed Cowboys trade sees Dallas jump Eagles for explosive prospect. The Dallas Cowboys are less than a week away from the NFL draft, and one ESPN insider thinks the team could make an aggressive move. Dallas has the 24th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, but the Philadelphia Eagles are sitting not too far in front of them. In a new piece suggesting trades for every first-round pick, ESPN reporter Bill Barnwell links the Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers to a move. Pittsburgh has the 20th pick in the draft, but believes they could move back for more draft capital, and that would allow Dallas to move up for an elite talent at center. It's rare to see 2 of the league's most storied franchises come together on a trade. But there's some logic here for both parties, Barnwell wrote. For the Cowboys, this is a chance to move up ahead of the Dolphins and Eagles for interior offensive line help. Assuming that Dallas pushed Tyler Smith to left tackle on a full-time basis, it could be looking to add Graham Barton, Mel Kiper Jr.'s top-ranked center to play guard or center. That sounds plausible. The Cowboys are still figuring out their plan on the line after Tyron Smith's departure. In terms of a reload, Barton is a premier prospect and as good as any other option. Offensive linemen don't earn a lot of national recognition, but Barton is a name that draft scouts have been talking about since 2022. With 39 starts to his name, the versatile offensive lineman was first-team All-ACC in both 2022 and 2023. What's interesting about Barton being billed as a center is that he barely played there while at Duke. In fact, his only starts at the position were in his freshman season in 2020, but his quick hands and size translates far better to interior play in the NFL. Lance Zierlein broke him down for the site's official draft profile, and his comments are extremely positive. Reviewing Barton's tape is a pleasurable experience in offensive line evaluation, as his tenacity and know-how are on full display throughout. Though he played at a high level at left tackle, center will likely be his NFL home. Barton is an explosive drive blocker with the body control and leg drive to keep opponents centered and finish the job, Zierlein wrote. Barton's technique, toughness, and athleticism are exactly what teams will be looking for from an early starter with Pro Bowl potential. Besides preparing for the NFL draft, the Cowboys are also trying to handle finances elsewhere. Dallas has yet to get an extension done for ceedee Lamb or their other top players. That being said, Dallas at least commented on the situation recently. Cowboys CEO Stephen Jones attempted to explain Dallas's quiet offseason by mentioning the need to extend elite players. "It doesn't mean it happens overnight," Jones said, as Heavy previously covered. "But when you're wanting to sign players like Dak and Micah and ceedee, then you have to hold money back if you want to have a realistic chance of signing those guys." How the NFL draft affects Dallas's approach to the salary cap is something to monitor. All-Pro wide receiver ceedee Lamb has yet to participate in the Dallas Cowboys' voluntary offseason program amidst ongoing contract negotiations. However, Lamb is staying plugged in with his teammates, especially the receivers, this spring. "We all still stay in touch with ceedee. We are looking forward to having him back with us," receiver Kevontae Turpin said in an exclusive interview. "He shows the guys that he's still here, and he's still going to be here. At the same time, the business, that contract stuff, is big time. But he stays vocal. That's what our leaders do." The 25-year-old Lamb is set to play the 2024 season on a 1-year, $17.99 million fully guaranteed contract that arose after Dallas picked up his 5th-year option last spring. Lamb is fresh off one of the most productive years by a receiver in Dallas Cowboys history last season, posting a league-leading 135 catches for 1,749 yards and 12 touchdowns. While Turpin misses his teammate, the 3rd-year Turpin is feeling more prepared than ever to excel for Dallas. "I am going to take advantage of all the opportunities I have on the field," Turpin said. "This offseason, I've improved the most with confidence. Going into year 3, I'm very confident now." Turpin's role and value with the Cowboys boosted this offseason with the drastic rule changes to the NFL kickoff. NFL owners, including Dallas Cowboys' Jerry Jones, voted to change the NFL kickoff in a controversial decision at the annual league meeting last month. Once one of the most exciting plays in football, only 22% of kicks resulted in returns last season. The second story is Dallas Cowboys add veteran RB Royce Freeman. Nearly a week before the NFL draft, the Cowboys have added some both depth and experience at running back. The Cowboys have signed Royce Freeman, a 6-year veteran who has been with 4 different teams, including the Rams in 2023. A third-round pick in 2018 of the Broncos, Freeman spent 3 years in Denver, followed by stops with the Panthers, Texans, and Rams. Freeman has spent the majority of his career as a backup and role player, with just 9 career starts in 79 games played. Freeman rushed for 319 yards last season in LA, which was his most since 2019 and the 3rd highest of his career. Adding Freeman, who has 471 rush attempts, makes him the most experienced back on the Cowboys by far. Rico Dowdle, 96, is the only back with significant snaps. Other backs on the roster include Deuce Vaughn, Snoop Connor, Malik Davis, and Hunter Luepke. This move won't likely change the Cowboys' draft strategy next week, as running back still seems to be one of the top priorities, especially after they lost starter Tony Pollard in free agency last month to Tennessee. Defensive lineman Chauncey Golston was a 3rd-round pick of the Dallas Cowboys in 2021. So far, he's been mostly a rotational piece and a special teams contributor. However, with the recent events regarding the Cowboys roster, Golston has a huge opportunity in 2024. The Cowboys have one of, if not the best, edge rushers in the NFL when it comes to Micah Parsons, and they have DeMarcus Lawrence, who is a monster in the run game and can also get after the quarterback. Sam Williams has a ton of potential, but is still looking to take the next step. So, with Golston primarily rushing from the edge during his collegiate days at Iowa and playing 287 of his 414 snaps as a rookie playing defense end, he has an even better chance to get in the edge rotation. With Dorance Armstrong and Dante Fowler off the roster, both were the biggest contributors off the edge outside of Parsons and Lawrence over the last few seasons. Golston should get playing time. Plus, he showed the ability to set the edge in the run game in addition to getting after the quarterback from the perimeter at Iowa. One thing that was appealing about Golston as a prospect coming out of college was his position flex. He had the ability to slide inside and play 3 technique, especially in passing situations. Before his second year in 2022, Golston added 20 pounds to his frame to assist him in battling interior offensive linemen. With his long arms, it was seen as an advantage against shorter arm guys playing inside and allowing him to use his quick first step and power. Veterans Jonathan Hankins and Neville Gallimore are no longer on the roster, leaving Osa Odigizua as the only reliable threat to cause havoc on the interior of the defensive line. So, Golston can have an impact there as well, with fewer bodies crowding the rotation. When he was at Iowa, Golston got his first shot to get on the field by playing on the interior. Golston has one big motivating factor going into the 2024 season. It's a contract year for him, so it will be important to have a strong training camp to get as much playing as he can going into the regular season. He needs to perform well enough to earn a second contract with the Cowboys and keep some firepower on the defensive line, which the team desperately needs. The third story is Dak Prescott makes feelings clear on Dallas Cowboys extension following great conversation. The Dallas Cowboys are keen to secure their star quarterback Dak Prescott with a long-term deal, yet there seems to be no sense of urgency from either side at the moment. The Cowboys have previously expressed their commitment this offseason, adamant about not letting their signal caller walk away, seeing him as the future of the franchise. But when Prescott's new contract is eventually hammered out, it's expected to catapult him among the NFL's top earners. While the Cowboys are itching to seal the deal, they're also mindful of their salary cap, needing enough room to accommodate other key players like standout pass rusher Micah Parsons and dynamic wideout CeeDee Lamb. Discussions over a fresh contract haven't kicked off yet, but Prescott disclosed that he had a chat with owner Jerry Jones about a month back. Prescott commented, "I'm focused on here, right now, where I am. That's how I've always been. Anytime y'all have asked me, it's always been about right now, getting better tomorrow. And I've been in this situation before, so it's okay. I'm fine in any situation at that point, betting on myself or playing this year out." If the Cowboys don't lock down Prescott with a new contract this season, they could be gambling big time. Without an extension, Prescott would be free to hit the open market next offseason, allowing other teams to snap him up without surrendering any draft picks. The prospect of a trade for Prescott was looming large ahead of the 2024 season due to his staggering $55 million cap impact this year. Extending his contract could dramatically reduce this figure and free up funds to reward Parsons and Lamb. However, with no discussions underway yet, there are questions about the Cowboys' commitment to retaining Prescott long-term. And while he confirmed that he's not worried about the lack of talks regarding a new deal, he did hint at the possibility of him departing from the team after this season. His statement was, "I'm not going to say I fear being here or not. I don't fear either situation, to be candid with you. I love this game and love to play and love to better myself as a player and my teammates around me."